Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're here for our week 3 battle of the Rejects Battle Royale. This is my match versus JB Westside, coach of the Arkansas Razorwinds. Now, if you're wondering why this is a week 3 battle and there's no week 1 or 2 battles uploaded, it's because I joined as a replacement coach. I believe I took over the... was it Wisconsin Warlords? I probably just messed that up, and it probably wasn't even that. But, yeah, that's why this is a week 3 battle, not a week 1 battle. So, yeah, it's been a while since I've uploaded a league game. I will be getting some more games up soon for my other leagues. But, until I do that, we have this game. So, you can see on screen here, it brought the Zeraora, Hitmonchan, Bronzong, Megazord, Gliscor, and Mimikyu. And I brought my Darmanitan, Garchomp, Empoleon, Buzzwole, Mega Alakazam, and Sneasel. His full draft was Bulu, Zera, Z-Captain, Tentacruel, Porygon Z, Bronzong, Hitmonchan, Zardex, Mimikyu with Z-moves, Gligar, Zoroark with Z-moves, and Lycanroc Dawn. So, I'm going to run through my sets quickly. So, we do have Megazam with the Psychic, Shadow Ball, HP Poison, and Focus Blast. That pretty much covers his whole team, which is really nice. HP Poison straight up Oko's Bulu, so it's way better than any other hidden power. Although, considering he didn't bring Bulu, Ice definitely could have been better here. But, of course, I thought Bulu was definitely coming to this game. Had a really good matchup, but kind of caught me off with not bringing it. So, that's it's pretty good for me. And also bad. Like, I definitely expected it, but I'm really glad it isn't here, so that's fine. And Zam actually does really well against what he decided to bring, since nothing on his draft outspeeds me. And I was expecting him to have Scarf Zoroark in this game, and he didn't bring that either, so it's looking like he may not have a Scarfer unless he Scarf Zeraora, which would just be for Zam, so I'm thinking he might not even have a Scarfer, which could be really nice. So moving on to my second one, we have Sneasel with the Icicle Crash, Knockoff, Foul Play, and Shard. I am Scarfed, so if anything other than Zeraora is Scarfed on his team, I will outspeed it. I also outspeed Zardex at +1 and do about 80% with Foul Play. If he's max attack and got like no bulk, so that's really good. And Scarf Sneasel is just really nice for any potential Scarfers that he could have brought, which you see he really didn't bring any good Scarfers to this game other than Zera. So this is that. I guess he could be Scarf Mimikyu, but it's pretty random. Especially when it just doesn't beat Empoleon if it's Scarfed. So, moving on to Empoleon, we do have Scold, Rocks, Aqua Jet, and Knockoff. Rocks could be really nice to get up early game since Zard is, of course, on his team. But, I mean, other than that, the other moves are just really nice to have. Jet, in case we need to break Disguise on Mimikyu, and just to try and get low % kills. Scold, just because burns are the best thing in Pokemon, and then Knockoff to get rid of items. So then we have Buzzwole with the AV, with Poison Jab, Drain Punch, Earthquake, and Ice Punch. My EVs on this were definitely the most random for this whole team. We have 250 max HP, 4 attack, 164 in defense, 76 in def, and 12 in speed. To pretty much 100% EV it to kind of take on Bulu no matter what he is, whether that be Bandit or, well, either way, he's probably going to have D-Gleam if he did bring Bulu, so that would have done a lot. But with the Assault Vest and Spadef, I can somewhat take that on. This should always take on Zera if he's not Z-Bounce as well, so that's really nice. And looking at what he brought, it easily takes on Hitmonchan, and it should take on Bronzong if he's not running Psychic, and it probably takes on Gliscor as well, so that's really good. So, moving on, we have Scarf Chomp with Earthquake, Poison Jab, Stomping Tantrum, and Dragon Claw. Stomping Tantrum, of course, just for if he does get the grassy terrain up, it could be very nice to have. Earthquake hits the majority of his team really hard, and Dragon Claw and Poison Jab pretty much hit the rest. And Scarf, of course, to outpace Zard X at +1. Zard X at +1 really scared me on prep, so I did prep quite a bit for that. Garchomp really does well against what he brought, taking on the majority of them pretty well. But Bronzong is a huge issue. I can't do anything to that. And then Gliscor is also a pretty big issue as well. And Mimikyu even, well, the disguise up. So, yeah. Moving on to my last one, we do have Banded Darmanitan with the Flare Blitz, Earthquake, U-Turn, Superpower. Bandit just looked better in this matchup to me, because even with actually, what did we bring Bandit? I think it was because we didn't want to do triple Scarf here. And Bandit pretty much just OHKOs every mon on his team. 4 mons out of the 6 on his team would go down to 1 Flare Blitz, assuming Mimikyu's disguise is broken. Gliscor has to be pretty much max to even take the hit. Well, I'm pretty sure if it's max, it's going to live on like 20%, but it still takes a lot. Zard before Megaring is going to take like 60%. After Megaring, I'm not too sure. It's not going to take as much, not going to take too much. It's the only one on his team that can actually take Flare Blitz. Earthquake hits that really hard though, so that's nice. U-Turn could give me some nice momentum, and then Superpower also hits Zard pretty hard, along with a good amount of his other mons. Hitmonchan, Bronzong, Zera, none of them want to take a Superpower. The only ones that really want to take that are Mimikyu or Gliscor. So, with that, let's go right into the game. So as you can see, we're going to be challenged by Pokemon Trainer James, and he's going to lead off with his Zeraora, as I lead off with my Darmanitan, which isn't terrible for me. Even though I'm banded, this is actually pretty good for me, because I'm going to expect him to switch out here. Unless he's Scarfed, I don't think he's going to stay in, as he does immediately switch out, because if I am Scarfed, I just OHKO him. So I'm going to make the bold play, assuming he isn't going to stay in, and just click Blitz, because he hits 0 switch-ins. And he does bring out Gliscor, which, as you can see, with the choice band, is easily getting 2-hit KO'd. So, he does know I'm banded now, but now he just has to give me a Mon, and he does choose to just give me the Gliscor. So, that's really nice to get rid of immediately. But of course, knowing I'm banded, he can just bring out Zeraora again in a second. So, yeah, that isn't great. As, Zeraora can come back out, and if he's Life Orb, I mean, he could just knock me out even before I took this damage. So, I'm going to switch out, save my Dom, bring out my Buzzwole, which was actually built to take on this set if he's not Z-Bounce, as he does go for the Plasma Fists, and I believe he does like 70 damage here, as he does quite a bit. And I'm going to take that. I can take any hit right now. I'm pretty sure I still have HP Flying, as he just goes for the Volt Switch, which is fine. I'm going to, of course, be going for Earthquake, and I believe he goes Bronzong here, which, nice play, but this is unfortunate because my one counter to his Zeraora has now taken like a ton of damage, but he can still probably take 1 hit from Zera at this point. I don't know if it takes Plasma Fists. I would assume it's probably a roll, but yeah, I'm gonna actually just go hard Dom here, because if he doesn't go for Earthquake, I just kill something, so that's great, as he just goes for Psychic, and now I can click Blitz, and his only switch in here is Zard, which is what he's gonna do. He's gonna go hard Zard, and I'm actually going to get really lucky here, and as you see, we do land the critical hit, doing about 90%, and the best part of this crit is I actually go down here, so I can bring something else out and easily revenge this, whereas if I didn't crit him, I would have probably lived the recoil, and if he had Roost, he could have got a Roost up, and kept his Zard pretty healthy, but now it's gone, as I just bring out my Mega Zam, and he is immediately just going to sack this off. He doesn't really have any other players at this point, because he doesn't have a switch into Zam. His best play would probably be going hard Mimikyu, but then, well, no, that's not a good play, but like that's his only kind of switch, because I'm pretty sure Bronzong just dies to 2 Shadow Balls. Hitmonchan cannot switch into me, and I feel like he is another mon I'm forgetting about. But down goes the Zard, which is really nice to get rid of, as I believe now he goes Mimikyu. He does. What mon am I forgetting on his team? Zeraora, but that's not switching into Zam either, that just dies to a Psychic. So I'm going to switch out, still my best mon in this matchup, I do believe. And I'm going to go hard Empoleon, since I should be able to take this on unless he is the Fighting Z, which will KO me at +2, so that's unfortunate. But I'm just going to go for the Aqua Jet here. He can't kill me if he's not Fighting Z, nothing else will kill me, but it's definitely worth just going for Aqua Jet anyway, just to break the disguise in case he is, because +2 Fighting Z does knock me out, as he does reveal the +2 Fighting Z here with the Drain Punch, and this will knock me out. I believe the roll is like 100 to 118, I want to say, and that's on max Empoleon, which I am max HP, max defense, so this is fine. Empoleon goes down here, which kind of sucks. I mean, Empoleon would have been nice to have around later, but I guess it wouldn't, actually. The only thing it would help me with is Bronzong, which I should be able to deal with. Everything else at this point is pretty okay. And can just beat Empoleon. So I'm going to send out my Sneasel now, since with Foul Play definitely just knocks him out if he stays in here, which he does. Kind of surprised me. I figured he'd go Hitmonchan, but if he wasn't expecting Foul Play, I couldn't knock him out. We did crit him there. Doesn't matter. He'd have to be like he'd have to be under 100 investment to go down there. And he'd have to have more than that to have knocked out Empoleon before. So I already know that would have killed. Here I'm going to go Buzzwole as he brings out Chan, and he's going to make a good double into Zera, knowing that Hitmonchan could not take the could not be able to pick up the kill here. And here I should have gone for Drain Punch. I misplay here, because Plasma Fists would always kill me. But Volt does not knock me out here, which is really nice. But he's just going to go Bronzong, and I should have Drain Punched here. If I Drain Punch, then I get 2 of those off, and the Bronzong is going to be pretty weakened after that. But I will wait a few seconds to talk about how important it was there to not Drain Punch, which I will do here. As you see, it does like 25%, which is actually bad for me. Well, it's good, but if I'd gone for 2 of those instead of just getting that 1 off, he'd be down like 50% right now, and Zam would win the game right here. But I'm going to make what I'd consider a choke here and go into Zam. I should have gone Sneasel. I'm pretty confident he was Colbur, but I still believe Sneasel was my best play here. But I went Zam, and I clicked Shadow Ball here. And you're going to see he does live this. He has to be like pretty def to live this. And I'm pretty sure the spread he showed here was like max. So if I Drain Punched, he'd be dead right now, and I would not take this Gyro Ball. But because I've taken this Gyro Ball, I am now in Mach Punch range from Hitmonchan, meaning I don't win the game yet, which is really bad. Because there's actually a really good chance Hitmonchan just beats me at this point. Because I have not played around it very well by letting Zam take the hit here. So he is just going to go for a Mach Punch, and that's going to be it for Zam. And now I'm going to have to go Sneasel, because my win con at this point looks like putting this into Earthquake range, which Shard will do. So here I believe this is a 50-50. If I Shard and he stays in and goes for a Drain Punch, I lose. But if he Mach Punches after I Shard, I win. But I could also go for the Crash, which I did not go for if I thought he was Drain Punching. But he actually switches out, which actually made me think he was Choice Locked. I figured that was the only way he would have stayed in there. And I stay in here expecting him to over-predict the switch, because if I switch out and he goes for HP Ice, I just lose to Chan, Mach Punch. But I'm going to stay in, making that read. So now I shot again. And at this point, if he's Choice Banded, like I think he must have been, because he wouldn't switch if he wasn't. It didn't make sense for him to switch if he wasn't. I should win this game. But I will be going for Shard here. I expect him to Drain Punch, since Drain Punch could win him the game, I believe, with crit into Chomp. But he just goes for Mach Punch, which is fine. But from where he's at, he should be in Earthquake range, and there is no way a banded Mach Punch knocks me out. So, yeah, I should win this game, assuming Earthquake picks this kill up. And he's not Choice Banded. He does not go for the Mach Punch here. And we do pick up the kill here with that. So that is very nice. We do win the game 1-0. I was kind of confused at the end as to why he made the plays he did, because if he wasn't banded, which he clearly wasn't because he didn't Mach Punch on the final turn, I don't know why he switched into Zera at the point he did. He could have just stayed in and clicked Drain Punch into me, which makes me think he didn't have Drain Punch, because if he didn't have Drain Punch, then that made sense. But if he did have Drain Punch, he should have just clicked it into Sneasel, and he would have won the game right there. So yeah, I'm kind of confused about that. I'm just thinking he didn't have it, and knew he'd need to have the health on Chan. So it came down to the 50-50 with Sneasel versus Zera, where I stayed in and clicked Shard into his HP Ice, because if I hadn't done that, he would have been able to win the game. Well, actually, I don't know if he would have, because I doubt HP Ice just knocks out Chomp, and then when Chomp comes in, no, I would lose then, because he has Mach Punch on Chan, which probably would kill me after the HPS from Zero. Although it might not, considering he wasn't a boosting item, I don't believe. He could have been E-Belt, which, you know, Mach Punch isn't super effective on Chomp, so that wouldn't help it. I mean, Hitmonchan's already pretty strong, so I guess it probably would anyway, even without a boosting item. So yeah, it came down to the 50-50 against Zera, which I'm glad I won. So we are going to move up to 2-1 with this team. Next week we take on Corona 12, I believe, coach of the Seattle Raptors. So hopefully we can get another win there. Move to 2-0 after taking over the team, or 3-1 as the full record says. So yeah, that's gonna be this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and goodbye. Bye.